Hello everyone, you're watching KTV2 and this is Reports. Now the question that we always ask ourselves, we want to travel, is where should we travel to? Which destination? Now, I'm at the perfect place to answer this question. I'm at the headquarters of our national carrier, Kuwait Airways. My name is Hussein Jawahri. Come join me. Let's explore some new destinations. Sitting now here with Mr. Khaled Albustan, the head of public relations and corporate communications in Kuwait Airways. Mr. Khaled, thank you for joining us today. I really appreciate your hospitality, having us inside the airplane, the Boeing 777, which is very beautiful and very comfortable. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Well, to start at first, we've seen a lot of improvements in Kuwait Airways, of course, from the staff to the service. But now we see that you are focusing on new destinations, which is something to my preference. I like that very much. So if you can tell us, why is it so important for any airlines to have a variety of destinations?
So first of all, we're starting off on a strategy of transformation. Within that transformation, it's the way we do business, and it's all focused on customer. In order to be focused on the customer, you need to give the customer what they need. As our motto at Kuwait Airways is linking Kuwait to the world, we have to do various studies and find out which destinations are best suited to fly directly to provide the customer with their need.
Well, that's wonderful. And for us as customers, the way we choose destinations, we have a globe, we spin the globe, and then we point at a country, and that's where we go to. But what's the process selection when it comes to Kuwait Airways? How do you select new destinations?
So currently Kuwait Airways has above 52 destinations that we fly to. In the summer we have introduced 17 new destinations. Wow. And in the coming winter, by end of October, we would have introduced another 10. Wow. Two of which is Madrid and Taif, which was for the summer. But having noticed that there is popular demand to these destinations, we will continue with throughout the winter schedule. The new destinations that are coming up by end of October is Kuala Lumpur, Nepal, Maldives, to name a few.
So are these destinations available throughout the entire year or just for specific seasons?
So there are certain destinations that are quite in demand during the summer period. Malaga being one of them. It's a summer destination, there's beach. You've got Nice is also a summer destination that's got the beach. So this is a seasonality. When we do our profitability studies, we have to ensure that the public funds are secured. So we try to focus on destinations that provide the highest return on profitability. And based on the assets that we have, which is aircraft, we decide on which destinations we fly to. Having said that, there are some aircraft that are profitable throughout the year because the demand is always there. The connections are there, there's business passengers, there's leisure passengers, there's visiting friends and family. So these are the destinations that you find not just Kuwait Airways flying to, it's major airlines flying to. And then there are the destinations that you choose for the season.
Well, that's absolutely wonderful. And I believe, of course, to prepare for new destinations, if I'm not mistaken, you would have to also prepare the pilots and the staff, the flight attendants to these new destinations. So there's like a training process involved for this, correct?
Absolutely. Running an airline is quite hectic, but if you're organized and you have a strategy that you're aiming for, it becomes quite easy to achieve. So if you decide, well, actually the board, headed by the stakeholders, KIA, have a strategy that's a 10-year strategy, that's up to 2030. So with that vision, it's passed down to our CEO, Mr. Ma'an Razougi. Ma'an Razougi has to decide what is the best way, the best utilization of the assets, what are the destinations that we fly to. Once we decide that, we have to say, okay, let's start running the various profitability analysis, deciding which destinations would bring the most profitability, what would be the best price that would capture the market,
true.
At the same time, not being too expensive where the customer is looking for an alternative, but at the same time not being too cheap that it doesn't cover the cost of sale.
Absolutely. So I'm loving these new strategies and plans that Kuwait Airways are doing. Now, if you can share some little secrets, maybe in the future, are there any destinations that we are going to expect from Kuwait Airways?
Absolutely. So within the plan, hopefully there'll be, if you've heard in the beginning of the year, we have updated our contract with Airbus.
Oh, wow.
And there are going to be new aircraft coming in. That meets that demand. The 2030 plan has new destinations that will be coming up, but there's deep analysis that goes into this. We have systems, we've updated our technologies to know exactly what is market trend, where is the demand happening, and obviously so these strategies will be fixed closer to the time of deciding implementation to these new destinations. As you correctly mentioned in the beginning, there is training that's involved. And prior to training is how many manpower do you need?
Yes.
How many engineers do you need? How many captains, cabin crew? So it's a process. You decide what is the manpower you need. You already know what your assets are. You already know which destinations you want. Do you need to do contracting to these destinations? Are you going to be self-handling, or are you going to find a general sales agent or a general handling agent to take care of your needs at the destination? Or are you going to be self-sufficient where you need to employ people at those destinations? So usually these decisions come up with if we want to be a permanent route where the customer is constantly in need of this destination, then we make it a permanent route, which means more investing into manpower and more investing in training, getting the right office, the right location.
Yes,
so there's lots to it.
A lot of work to do, and we definitely appreciate all the work that everyone's doing at Kuwait Airways, and we're looking forward to see the new destinations. So Khaled, thank you for joining us today. We really appreciate it. But now I'm ready to go on a vacation. So where is Kuwait Airways taking me today?
We're going to take you on a journey of transformation where you'll be very proud of Kuwait Airways as a national airline.
Absolutely.
The destination is up to you, and we will take you there.
Okay, I'm ready to travel, and we'll see you on the next destination.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Jarrah Al-Wathiqi, Engineer 1 at Kuwait Airways. Jarrah, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Now we are standing inside Kuwait Airways hangar where we are next to this massive airplane. Jarrah, could you please tell us which type is this aircraft?
This is the Boeing 777-300ER.
And what's the ER stands for?
Extended range.
The extended range. All right, so what is the maintenance required for this big giant aircraft?
Well, basically we have A checks and C checks.
Okay.
The A checks are done every 1,000 flight hours for the Boeing 777 and for the Airbus A330, and every 750 hours for the Airbus A320.
Okay, so during these times, so you don't actually check every single flight unless there is something necessary to check, like a pilot reported something or an incident happened. So you don't check it frequently. There's like specific time to check the aircraft. So with these mentioned, what are the concerns that, let's say, the pilot or the crew has, that something that could affect the flight or during the flight that could affect the performance of the aircraft?
Sometimes pilots report bird strikes on the engine or on the fuselage. So we carry out maintenance, special maintenance tasks to inspect the areas and to make sure everything is normal nothing's damaged.
Well, that's great. That makes us, feel safe that these airplanes are being checked from time to time. So also, I believe maybe weather conditions and turbulence could play a factor in these maintenance checks as well. So now with these maintenance checks, how difficult it is, because now with the development and the improvement of aircraft, is it now easier or harder to maintain an aircraft?
With the development of the aircrafts and aircraft systems and the test equipment, it's much easier than before. Like, let's say 5-10 years before. It's faster and more reliable than before.
Well, that's great news. We are really happy to hear that these maintenance checks. Alright, so with up to 52 destinations, Kuwait Airways is offering you to explore places such as Izmir, Nepal, and even the Maldives. So what are you waiting for? Pack your bags, book your tickets, prepare your loved ones, and go on an adventure that you will always remember. My name is Hussein Jawahri. I'll catch you on the next one.